What's going on, everyone? I have another fun and interesting video for you guys, and this one is something that this toxin is a toxin that you'd be exposed to if you're ever, getting a little overboard in your cleaning of your house, your bathroom, your kitchen, and you're doing the best you can to really destroy all those, nasty viruses and bacteria, and you just grab everything out of the kitchen sink and you start mixing away and scrubbing, and you're just imagining how much damage you're doing, making sure it's perfectly clean, perfectly sanitary. But here's the problem. There are two chemicals that are both cleaning solutions that if you mix them, they can actually form a toxic gas while you're cleaning. This toxic gas can be dangerous. So these are definitely two chemicals that we do not want to mix. We don't want to expose ourselves to. So I'm going to get into what those are, how the actual toxin becomes toxic if you have created that mixture, to make sure that we're not going to do this and that we're going to stay safe, and then just run through some of the fun and interesting facts about it and go from there. So what are these chemicals? Now, the two chemicals I'm referring to are sodium hypochlorite and ammonia. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
sodium hypochlorite, do I even have that in my house? I'm pretty sure you do, because sodium hypochlorite is bleach. Common household bleach mixed with ammonia can create chloramine gas. It can affect any wet membranes, your eyes, your throat, your lungs, your nose. You can feel that burning sensation, that really strong chemical smell when you walk in the bathroom. You're like, oh my god, it burns in here. Those are some of the signs that you've created chloramine gas. Quick fun fact, this is also the reason that your eyes tend to burn during swimming. I know everyone says, oh, it's the chlorine in the water. It's actually some of the chloramine gas that's floating right above the surface of the water, getting into your eyes as you're hanging out in the pool. So quick fun fact there, guys. Let's get back to the video.
That's very interesting.
In doing some research, I actually found one article linked in the description below on where this actually happened to 72 different soldiers when, two different instances actually, 36 and 36 in the barracks when they were going through what they were calling a cleaning party. Multiple soldiers were grabbing all the different chemicals they had. They were pouring them in the bathroom, in buckets, in the toilets, and they managed to start forming chloramine gas. When the chloramine gas got too high, they actually had to take all these soldiers to the hospital. Now, once they got to the hospital, all the signs and symptoms were the same. They were all experiencing damage to the nose, the throat, the lungs. A lot of them were actually seeing inflammation of the lungs, which is the most extreme danger to chloramine gas, is when the lungs, the tissue in the lungs, the soft tissue, actually starts getting damaged by the chloramine chemical. Now, they were all treated. I was not able to find any actual deaths in the study. This was just the largest incident that I was able to find showing chloramine gas exposure. Now, this is not to be confused with chlorine gas exposure, which was used widely in World War I, and that one I'll get to in a different video. That's a whole nother toxin and story on its own, and the wartime use of chemical warfare. So I'll make an entirely separate video based on chlorine gas. But with chloramine gas, let's look at how it actually causes the damage to the lungs, how it can actually affect these soft mucosal membranes to cause that damage. So when chloramine gas reaches the wet mucosal layers of our nose and our eyes, the first thing that happens is it starts to react. It goes through the chemical formula. Here it is on the screen. And it forms radical oxygen. Radical oxygen, as it is, can be dangerous. There are also times that are seen where a free radical of an oxygen molecule is not dangerous, but at this high level, it can be. If we start getting too much damage specifically to the lungs, that's when we can start seeing a decrease in blood oxygen levels. We can see a decrease in the ability of the body to actually perfuse oxygen into the blood, and that's when it becomes more and more toxic. So even though chloramine gas death is extremely rare, we do have these incidents where we've seen people get extremely sick and become hospitalized because of this. Now, when these soldiers went to the hospital, they were treated in numerous ways. So the first thing is, if you think you're exposed, get to fresh air. That's number one. Get out of the source of the gas. Open the windows, let the place air out, give it some time before you go back in there. If you want to be safe and make sure you're never exposed to this, simply do not mix these two chemicals. Use bleach when needed, use ammonia when needed. Let's not use bleach and ammonia together. If you enjoyed this video and want more, like, subscribe. I look forward to making multiple videos on multiple different things. Everything from when spy movies, use a certain poison, or crazy things like how the Mad Hatter actually became the Mad Hatter. There's a toxin involved with that one, and much, much more.
A lost hand. Nearly killed me.
If you have any ideas or requests, please leave them in the comments. Let me know if you have a particular toxin you want me to go over and you have an interesting history that you want me to teach about. I can definitely do that. And as I run through this and grow this channel, I want to really bring the exposure of how toxicology is not just boring science, but how there's a history behind it and can be used in the real world, and it's really, really cool. So please, if you enjoyed this, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.
It's poisonous. It is.